All right, well, welcome back to this Operation Husky turn one for the common turn. This is going to be a weird turn where I try to narrate exactly what I did because apparently my mic was muted when I recorded the first time. So I'm just watching my own video and saying exactly what I did. So first off was that I decided to go for it all and go 3 on 2. So I've got three twos versus a 4 and a 2. And so I grabbed some dice here. Purples for me, a teal and a pink for them. And so three twos in purple, and then I've got the teal as the 4 and the pink as the 2. If I remember correctly, I rolled this like 4 times before anybody even got a hit. So everyone missed. Everyone misses again. Good thing I'm not the KMT running away. Everyone's gonna miss this again. Nope, this is the turn. Turn 3. I ended up with 2 hits. At first, I thought it was 1, and I was gonna roll again. And then I realized it was a 2, and I did win. So took that territory. Had to go back and get a roundel. And then I'm ready for the recruitment roll where I spend. Oh, sorry, recruitment influence roll where I spend 2, and I own 2, so it's a roll of a 4. I hit it with a 3, and I comment about how it's a good thing I took Szechuan. So we go ahead and take that, replace the units. Unfortunately, there's no militia, or sorry, no infantry starting on the board, so I got to go back to get one. Place that one down. And then it's time for a recruitment roll, and I recruit on a 4 or less for the 4 territories. And I think I roll was an 11, something like that. Yeah, an 11. So it's a miss, and I go ahead and roll Mongolia at the same time, miss with a 6. Okay, and then we get into the Russian turn, but a great start for the CCP. Oh, they collected 5, and they had spent their 2, so they end with 5. I don't remember what I went to go look at again, but that's not important. It's time for Russia to start their turn, and they start off with their technology. So for tech, we're going to go for improved construction, just because it's such a good tech to have. I think it's tier 1, and so we go ahead and roll it, and I believe I got a 9. Yeah, that's a 9. That's a success. So some good dice. Then we get into combat moves, or sorry, purchases next. And we decide that here in Spain things are looking interesting, so we need to help them out by giving them something. So we're going to go ahead and, as our purchase for this turn, buy a Republican infantry for 3. And that means we save 1. But we actually collect 4, so we go right back to 5. So go ahead and do that now, and take it down, and set it there for the following turn. So the Republicans, if they're going to win, they need to go for broke and try to win. So they're going to take everything they have, all 5 units, in against Galicia Leon. Galicia Leon is it's actually 5 units versus 5 units. And if you count up the pips, it's I think here's where I'm counting. It's 2 for the Ghost Militia and the Militia, plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 6 is 17, versus I'm at 7, plus 6 is 13, plus 3 more is 16. So 16 versus 17, it's pretty even odds. Those two can't reach though. So we're gonna go get some dice because all these dice are copied from the recruitment roll dice. So we'll let them keep that one and go get some new dice. I always like to use reds for fighters and blues for attack bombers. I don't know why, just a thing I do. I guess that's because it matches my dice that I use on my own set, my physical set. Get rid of all these ones that say recruitment. And so we're going to set it up with the fighter in red, a tactical bomber in blue, and then we've got 3 infantry all at 1. Next, their side, they've got 2 at 2 for the Ghost Militia and the Militia. We've got an infantry in teal and a fighter in red, and we're going to use the blue for the artillery as well. So first strikes first in blue. And I believe this one misses. Yep, with a 9. And then we roll everything all together. Those reds are air superiority though. And then we notice that everything misses except for the medium bomber hits with a 7. Everything else, it's just like China. Everything was missing the first couple turns or so. So we take off the Ghost Militia, and we should roll everything all together for round 2. This one, I do get 2 hits with the planes, and he gets a hit with his fighter. And the teals just don't want to hit for them. But 3 units gone, 2 land for them, 1 land for me. And now we're at 4 on 2, which is pretty good. So we'll roll it. And this is where I think I get 1 and he gets 2. Yeah, so my medium bomber hits, but then his fighter and his infantry both hit. So he loses infantry and I lose both my infantry. And I decide, let's kill the fighter because that's important. I get lucky and his fighter misses, whereas I double hit, which I had that double hit last round. But we don't take the territory though, so the heavy cruiser stays as a ghost crew or whatever it is, skeleton crew. I was counting units and I think we decided that take everything into Madrid, but then we might as well put the fighter in Catalonia for the scramble option because we're going to land that Lend-Lease infantry into eastern Andalusia. And then try to recruit, but if I remember correctly, we miss on an 11. I did forget to move my ships first, which I then commented that, oops, they do need to move, and they always, pretty standard move for me is to put the heavy cruiser in port, move the destroyer out 2, and the coastal sub out 1. So they're going to go ahead and do that. And I guess I was thinking as I was doing it. But then I did move. Yep, thank you. And then it gets into non-combat for all the rest of Russia. And so move the coastal sub 1, keep the other 2 ships there. For other ships, I went ahead and moved, not all of them, just the destroyer and the heavy cruiser. We went 1, 2, 3, 4. But then after I noted that I could use the canal if the Germans let me. So after I finished recording, I did ask the veteran, and he said I could use the canal. So those actually went 1 more space further. sub goes up through my canal through to A9, and the other one goes out to the coast of Norway. A lot of thinking. Then we get our ships on the east, and those all will go south 3 spaces. Yep. Then on this side, we do take 1 infantry from Pomorsky Cry. Or those ones just move. And then 1 from Pomorsky Cry will rail all the way up to Kola. This cav goes to south. That infantry will also rail to Kola. And then everything else is just going to move. So move 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Try to move the 2 movers first. Except for I forgot about the cav. And move the plane. This stuff all shifts down. The other stuff shifts down. Going to Madrid. Not Madrid. Moscow. Some of the cav are still locked. He goes to Tulopesk after I figured it out. That was a little better. That one goes into Moscow. Yep. And I changed my mind about the infantry from eastern Ukraine to Kursk. He went back to the other direction to Kiev instead. And one of those infantry, rather than go up to Karelia, decided to go into Leningrad. Form the 14th Air with all of our Air Force minus the air transport, which we forgot to separate that one out first. That one will go all the way over to eastern Kazakhstan. And the other Air Force will go into the 14th. And the 14th will be placed in Leningrad. I think that was it for moving land units. Just kind of clean a couple of things up a little bit. And then, yeah, I think that was it. At this point, all the recruitment was done. We just need, and the money was collected. I noted about this one potentially moving to 822, which it did off camera. And then I was checking to make sure there was no other subs or anything hiding anywhere that I should have missed, but I didn't. But we need to place our units that we purchased, which is just the other 2 ships because we already put down the infantry into Spain. And these 2 ships, we take them right over and put them into the Black Sea. Out of the Crimea major shipyard. And that was it. That should be the end of the turn, and we will pass it off to the Japanese next. And yeah, I was thinking for about 6 more seconds, but that was it. Cheers.